After a very conservative first day at the World Aquatic Championships 2025, the second heat session delivered. There were some big misses, some fast swims, and lots of drama. And I'm going to recap it this morning along with every other session of the World Championships. So if you want to make sure that you're tuning in for all of that World Champs content, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Before we go any further, I just want to say that I currently have a big sale on my 200-meter race pace programs. The 12 weeks 100 race pace program 1 and 2 are both on crazy big savings. So if you want to buy them, check them out on my website. The link will be in the description. But without further ado, let's get into the action. And we had both the 100 back men and women's to kick things off this morning. We started off with the women's 100 back, and really the top 3 swimmers created separation with the rest of the field. They didn't really leave anything to chance this morning. They got in, they got a good swim out of the way, and they showed that they are here for business. I'm of course talking about Regan Smith, the world record holder, Katharine Berkoff, the 50-meter back American champ, and of course, potentially the greatest women's backstroker of all time, Kaylee McKeown. They all went 58s, 58.2 for Regan, 58.55 for Berkoff, and 58.57 for McKeown. There was then a big drop down for 4th place. Peng Zhuyi of China was 59.3 for 4th, and then we had 59s all of the way up to joint 11th place with a 59.86 from Carmen Wheeler from Spain and Marit Steenbergen from Netherlands. The 100 freestyle sprinter seems to be trying her hand at the backstroke. The cutoff for the final was a minute 0.56 for 16th, and there was no notable misses. In fact, the women's 100 backstroke was the most, as you'd expect, event from all of the morning prelims. Things start to get hot when we look at the men's 100-meter backstroke. And I think we had the first sort of like impact swim in the morning. A swimmer that we've always known is good, but has really elevated himself to the next level and put a statement time down in the morning. I'm talking about Johan Ndoye-Brouard of France. A great swimmer, someone we've always known is capable of making international finals, swimming times of 52.7, 52.8, 52.9 at these major meets. But this morning, he went one step further and he said, hey, guys, I'm not here just to final these this time. I'm here to try and win the whole thing. He swam a very fast 52.30, most notably coming from a 26.66 number of the devil back end split, and he is first seed into the semi-finals. We've also got a lot of the other players making it back. Klimet Klesnikov is in second with a great front 50. I think he'd have shut it down towards the end. He went 52.5 to know that after his wobbly 100 freestyle relay lead off yesterday morning, he's here to play. He's my favourite to go and win the event, and it's his first major meet since the Tokyo, not Paris, Tokyo Olympic Games back in 2021. Hubert Koss was third, and all the following swimmers were 52s. Apostolos Christou, Christian Bekiko from Italy, Miran Livenstev from Russia, Peter Kotze, who went 51.99 the other day. He looked good in 52.8. Kwasiri Maziak, Ollie Morgan rounded out the 52 swimmers. So 9 guys going sub 53 this morning. And 16th was Hungary's Adam Jazo with a 53.78. Tommy Janton of USA missed the semi-finals. There'll be no backstrokers from America in the semi-finals, which is crazy because last week at the World University Games, they had 2 guys go 52.5, but the best they could have this morning at the World Champs was a 53.8. GB second swimmer and Johnny Marshall joined Tommy Janton in the 18th and 19th spots. There was a few misses there, most notably Tommy and Johnny, but it was with a women's 100 breaststroke where all the rules went out the window and it was just everyone for themselves. Now, I say that, but it wasn't that very fast. It wasn't like the people we didn't know about went really fast and the main players got left behind. There was only one 105. Mona McSherry took the lead with a 105.99 ahead of Anna Ellen from Germany, who was a 106.0. So it was very conservative. The heats were not that fast. But let me just talk you through who missed. Angrad Evans, who I made clear as my favourite on our preview show with Reese the other day. She's been doing some amazing things, breaking the British record every time she swims in the UK. And she's been going like, I think, 105.3 at the trials to qualify. She was a favourite of mine to win this event. And the thing with her, she's normally very consistent. She was 107.0 for 18th, second reserve. Riona Aoki also missed out, another fantastic breaststroker from Japan. And then we've had a lot of talk in the comments about 16-year-old Australian Sienna Tooney. She also missed out in 22nd. Local favourite Letitia Sim, who trains in the US, missed out on 23rd. And someone I work with closely, Nastya Gorbenko, who's been very fast in the 100 breaststroke, was 24th to also miss out. Some other great swimmers like Sophie Hansen, Rebecca Meader, all did not make their way back. But people that did make their way back, of course, were people like Tang from China, Rutamela Tite, Kate Douglas, and of course, returning Russian breaststroker, women's 200 breaststroke world record holder, Evgenia Chikhanova, who is 4th through. Lily King just about made it back in 15th with a 106.8. The last men's race of the morning was the men's 200 freestyle. And the big talk about that one was that Pan Zhanle, once again, will not be getting a second swim at an international meet in the 200 freestyle. Apparently, someone was saying on a live show yesterday that he's been telling the media that he's taken the 200 freestyle very seriously here. He was going to make sure he made the semifinals and then potentially try and win it all. Well, that will not be happening. He will be winning nothing in the 200 freestyle because when you come all the way back in 22nd in the morning, you don't get to win it because you don't get a second swim. And it was a much more aggressive heat from Pan than we've seen in the past. We've seen him go up 151s, 152s, 153s in the heats to like finish way back. He actually went a 147.4, which is well adrift of his PB, well adrift of what he's capable of. But at least he kind of tried out of heat 5, but obviously not tried enough. We also saw misses from Danis Rapsis, Peter Mitzin, Velimir Stepanovic, Matthew Sates, and just missing the final was Edward Somerville, the young upstart from Australia, and Robin Hansen, who had a great European meet earlier this summer. But the two favourites, the number 1 and 2 going in, like in the women's backstroke, left nothing to mistake. They went 1 and 2 in heat 6 to go 145.4 from Popovici, 145.6 from Luke Hobson. That's all it took to make it back. They were through very safely with some of the other big names going just behind them. Matt Richards won heat 5, Gabe Jett won heat 6, they're 3rd and 4th. We also saw the more longer distance orientated specialist Lucas Henveaux of Belgium make it safely back in 7th, and Sunwoo Hwang, another favourite from Korea, in 8th. Jimmy Guy was in 10th, and Evan Bailey from Ireland and Carlos D'Ambrosio, the really nice 100 freestyler we saw yesterday, made it in 15th and 16th. The cutoff was 146.67. Again, these are not times that someone like Pan Zhanle should be struggling to go in the morning. Yeah, if you're going to do a 200 freestyle at a world level, you just have to make the rounds. And this is, for all these misses I'm talking about, this is the most important thing when it comes to a world championship meet. Make the semi, make the final, then you can do your business. Talking of making the final, we had one more event this morning, which will be contested tomorrow night in the final. That's the women's 1500. And Katie Ledecky, she is already 10 seconds ahead of the next qualifier. She went 15:36. Lani Pallister 15:46, and Simona Quadrella was 15:47. They were the only 3 women under 16 minutes. So to clarify, 4th place is 24 seconds behind Katie Ledecky right now. That's crazy. Bingji Lee made it back after a great 400. I'd like to think she was conserving herself. And women's 10K open water winner Moesha Johnson is back in 6th. There was one big miss in this race, missing by just 0.3 of a second. It took a 16:08.19 from Puekui to make the final. And Isabel Gose of Germany, and Germany had a phenomenal meet yesterday, was unfortunately 9th with a 16:08.41. As was Gillian Cox from the USA with 16:09 to miss in 11th. It's kind of crazy that it was really bunched up around the 8th place area. 8th to 12th was like within a second. But obviously the top spot was just miles out of reach. That was a recap of the second morning of swimming. We're going to have a way more exciting finals session later. And if you want to get all the action, you can of course watch it on the Eurovision Sport app, which is where I watched the second half yesterday because it didn't work for the first half. You can tune into our live show where we're going to give you all the action and behind the scenes stuff that we know about while it happens. And then following the finals, I'm going to do a finals recap just like this so you can know exactly what went down. As I said earlier, I do have some sales on my website. If you want to sign up to my Raw Speed membership right now, use Singapore 50 with a capital S to save 50% off your first month. And to celebrate the awesome times we saw yesterday in the ankle legs of the men's and women's 4x100 freestyle relay, my first volume of a 100 race pace program is currently at £53.05 to celebrate Wunsch's crazy ankle leg. And then the second volume is £46.53 to celebrate Kyle Chalmers' even crazier ankle leg to beat the Americans and the Italians. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you on the next one, which is much later today.